Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I am here on day number 3 with Release the Crafting Goblin Mode week, and our prompt today is moss. So please check the description box below and you will get more details on this challenge that we're doing this week. It's hosted by Priscilla at Release the Craftin', who I have also linked down below. Let's get into it. So I think what I would like to do today is use this piece of folder as the base for this piece that I'm going to create. And I pulled this book out, this book about dwarfs. It's an Enchanted World Time Life book. These are really cool books, by the way, if you've never seen them. And I was looking for just a little kind of guy that I could use to be today's goblin, and I found this guy. Now, he's obviously not a traditional goblin. He is actually a dwarf, but I'm going to turn him into a goblin. So I'll start today by doing that. I'm going to take this Sharpie fine point marker in this lovely green, and I'm essentially just going to shade his skin to make him turn green, and voila, he will be a goblin. So just have to be a little careful just getting it on his skin, not on his hair, because I want him to still have his normal hair. I don't want to... Nice thing about Sharpie, like this kind of a lighter shade, is that you can still see, like it's transparent. You can still see details through the bottom of the, or the base of the color. Just kind of go in there, his little lip there, his little ear, and his hand and arm. So he woke up this morning not realizing that he was going to have this transformation today. He's got these big socks on, not going to worry about those, but we'll get his other hand. I think he is like spinning hay or something. This might be like a Rumpelstiltskin kind of story. So doing the straw into gold, maybe? Oh no, domestic dwarfs had a special affection for straw. They made their brooms from it, and moments of leisure or of generosity, they spun it into skeins of gold. Okay, so they're like, I guess that's what Rumpelstiltskin was, right? He was a dwarf. I didn't know that, but now he's a goblin. So let's get him cut out. So he'll be a focal point for us today. Now I'm going to bring this down to size to be like a tag. Maybe let's do a tag. That would be fun. We haven't done a tag for this yet. Oy, pull through that. Okay, and we'll pull that off the top because I don't need that thick bit there. Okay. So the nice thing with this folder is it's already a decent color for this. I'm just going to tear that off. That's texture. See if there's anywhere else. Nope, nowhere else to tear off. Okay. So moss, and maybe I'll put that texture at the bottom in case I decide I don't like it or whatnot. What I'm going to use today is actually dyed wool. That's what I plan to make my moss with, because it's like the perfect, you know, faux material that looks like moss. I would use like that dried moss that you can buy in stores, but the thing with that is it's actual real moss, and once it gets a bit of moisture it can get like moldy and it can grow and it can get a little wild. So I'm not going to use that, what is it called, diaphanous? No, that's clay. I forget the name of that moss. But I'm going to use this moss instead. So I'm just going to like kind of pick enough of this and leave some of it unfurled. This is from a Border Leicester sheep from a friend's farm. I don't want it to be too thick, so I'm going to tease it out a little. This is kind of a felty wool that I use for, if you've ever seen my gnome sewing boxes, I think I have a couple in my shop, I can't remember. I've used it for that. I I use it for moss on my gnome sewing boxes. So what I'm going to go do now is I'm just going to go and stitch through this a few times, like back and forth, and just kind of like sealing it down so that it flattens itself down a little bit. And I might do a little bit more actually up at the top, just kind of like a tag topper, so we'll have a bit of a moss kind of going on up there. Now I think first I'll cut this into a tag. So go 1 and 2. Okay, I'll be right back from the sewing machine. Alright, so I'm back from the sewing machine, and you'll see lots of threads here. I was going in all different directions and that kind of thing, and I left the threads there because I may want to use some of them. I also fussy cut out our little goblin here. Now I'm going to do a couple things with him. First, I'm just going to glue the back with glue stick, and I'm going to glue him down on another piece of the same folder that we are using him on. So just plop him on here. Okay. And actually, before I cut him out, I think I'm just going to get my... Which one? This one. A bit of ink. It's green. Just going to hit him with a little green and then a little... This is an oxide. Which oxide is that? Okay, yeah, it's scorched timber. I think I'd prefer, instead of oxide, I want distress ink for this. Just a little vintage photo. Just to kind of grunge him a little. Not too much, bit a bit. We'll cut him out. Give him a smudge around the edges, and that will just kind of make him a little thicker, so when I lay him down on the tag, he's not going to completely like lose, he won't get sunken into the background of the moss. My dog is whining if you hear him, because the kids just got out of the pool, and now he's like, okay, you're done in the pool, let's play. So, but they're getting showered and changed, so he has to wait a minute. The calamity of my house. All right, so let's just set our little goblin aside for a minute. Then I want to come in and play with this a little more. So I have this Distress Oxide spray in Rustic Wilderness. So I'm just going to spray everything. Moss threads, throw them up there. And just kind of let that do its thing for a minute. And then I'm also going to hit it with a bit of coffee spray. Not too much, just a little. Now I'm going to go in with my heat gun and dry it all up. You can also shape the wool a bit with this. Like, it will burn little bits of the hair if you go, you know, closer in and you want to kind of mold your wool down a bit. Just be careful, because obviously you're burning, like, you know, a hair or a wool. So don't cause a fire, but I find most of the time using this type of tool, it's pretty safe. Like, see, you get that nice little singeing, and this is green, so it's been dyed, so it's going to give me a little variance in my moss, which is normal. You know, in the woods you would see moss when it's really healthy and rainy and lovely outside. We've had lots of moisture. You're going to get a pretty healthy green moss, but when it's not ideal conditions or inconsistent, like a bit of drought here and there, you might get, you know, some brown moss. And I'm going to burn the threads a little too. See how they scriggle right up? Watch that thread, watch. See how it squiggles up? See? You can really get it to scriggle up. Leave a little bit normal and a little bit scriggly. Now I'm just trying to focus on the drying of this oxide. We're just about there. just the puddles now. And I probably should have used my grunge box because I definitely got some green on my table. So I'll probably take a minute to just clean that up. Okay, I think that's good for heat. So let me show you up close now how cool this is. So see, you've got this fun oxide, you've got some singeing, right, from the heat tool on the wool, and then see how the threads have really kind of singed up as well. So, you know, we can decide what we want to do with those. I'll probably end up incorporating them underneath, like when I glue him down. I'll probably have them just be like that. So let's get rid of this paper. And I don't want to get all goopy, so I'm just going to take a quick second to do a quick cleanup just to get this oxide off the desk. Okay, back here. Now it's time for our little goblin. And as I laid down this fiber, I did think a little about like how I'd like to kind of nest him into it. I kind of would like his little butt to go down a little more there, right into that corner, I think. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Now let's use art glitter glue to get him glued down. I'm going to be generous because this is like folder to folder. Whoops. Okay, and then you can go in, you can pull that wool up a little bit and just kind of play with it and squish it in until you get what you want. That is what I want, I think. Now I'm just going to do a little more heat on these threads. I'm really not trying to hit the wool, I'm trying to get the threads. All right. He is too cute. Oh my gosh. All right, let's get rid of this. Okay, now does this need anything else? If I had some good goblin-y word snippets, that would be great. Why am I feeling like probably Priscilla has these and I'm just like, I'm remiss of finding them? One who loves the forest. A haunted, Nemephilus, a haunted of the woods. One who loves the forest and its beauty and solitude. I'm going to just use a haunted of the woods. Because he's a goblin and he's a haunted of the woods. And I'll keep the rest of that word bit because, like, it's very useful. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to cut it in two. Okay. Good. Just gonna blend around them a little more there. Nice. Okay, so then I just need to cover the back because obviously it went through some sewing machine abuse and wildness. So we're gonna cover this all up. Whoops, glue glob. All right, so here is some of my hand-dyed green paper. You just put that on here. I'll lift that up, get rid of this, and then lay it back down. There we go. I might leave a tiny little outline of this around here because it might be kind of cute. Maybe even like follow the mossy bits around. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go and do a little more stitching around the edge of this, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, we're all stitched around now. So I just did a normal round the world stitch with this, and I'm really happy with this little one. I think that the wool made really nice moss. I like the singeing a lot. I like the burnt threads and stuff. Yeah, it's got great texture to it, and I think it would be a lot of fun in a book. So thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you tomorrow for more Goblin mode. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.